And the possession arrow gives the ball to Gering on the alternating possession. Checking in for Wheatland, it'll be Miranda Hanks, as Gering will have it, leading by 27 here. They have had a comfortable lead throughout the entire first half of the ball game. Here's Snelling on the wing. Baltazar, one dribble, turns, hands Lopez down the lane, bounces inside, finds Mitchell, who lays it up and in. Mitchell with 4, and Gering leads it by 29. Inside they go to Anderson. Anderson against Baltazar. She just steals it away from her. Jenna ahead, and she gets called for double dribble. Tried to get the pass ahead. And to Kelly Snelling. And we'll give it back to Wheatland with 4:10 left here in the third quarter. Otero walks it across into the offensive end for Wheatland on the left wing. Quickly in the corner, Brow, pull-up jumper, baseline left side, won't fall. Rebound tipped around. Livia Schaub there, quick outlet. Lopez on the push, right side to the basket, puts up a shot, blocked by Cook. And then it's knocked around. It'll remain at the Gering end. Page looking for a foul at the Gering offensive end. Officials say it was a block. But it'll remain with Gering. They will inbound in front of their own bench. Near sideline. Triggered into Paige Lopez. Quickly to Snelling on the left wing. Kelly, pull-up jumper, free throw line off the near iron. Rebound comes down to Otero. Outlet Anderson ahead to Brow. Brow double team, loses the handle, loose on the floor. And diving forward, Brow can't control it. Bodies on the floor, Gering has it. Lopez once again on the push. Pull up from 10, too strong. As Cook comes down with it on the rebound. As Lopez Mitchell goes to the floor on the rebound. And the foul was on Kyra Calfee for Wheatland. So Gering will have it leading by comfortable. Check that. Wheatland will have it trailing by 29. Otero, cross-court pass, finds Matthews for the 3 ball. That's off the back iron. Follows her shot, gets it loose on the floor. Page picks it up. Gering with numbers. Page into the paint, bounces to Snelling on the right side, and Kelly can't handle the pass. And another turnover for Gering. It'll be Wheatland's ball, and we'll have a wholesale substitution. Bonsack, Chloe Freeze, Macy Boggs, Kiera Guayo, and Taylor Philbrick checking in for Gering, wearing the home whites tonight with blue letters and numbers trimmed in gold. Otero walks it into the front court for Wheatland with 2:42 left here in the third quarter. Now on the dribble drive to the basket, bounces down low, finds Calfee. She can't convert on the layup. Bonsack comes down with the rebound. She'll give it up to Freeze, outlet Aguayo. Kiera on the push, try to get it ahead to Bonsack, or check that to Philbrick. And the pass goes out of bounds. It'll go back over to Wheatland with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. Matthews has it on the left wing. One dribble, now down the corner. Brow drives to the right side, inside the arc. Now she'll put up a jumper. That'll miss everything. Kiera Guayo corrals it. She brings it up the right side to the basket. The runner with the right hand, too strong. Rebound tipped around. Bonsack there goes to the floor. Held ball, and the possession arrow pointing Wheatland's way. As a little bit slow getting up for Wheatland is Alyssa Matthews, a 5'9" sophomore, and she will have to come out of the game as she can't put any weight on her right foot. And she'll get some assistance from the coaches. And didn't see what happened when she went to the floor, but got up very slowly. And putting a little bit more weight on that leg as she comes to the Wheatland bench. take a seat on the bench. And Wheatland has the ball, trailing by 29 points. We're underneath 2 minutes, a minute 53 left here in the first half. Right side pass. Here's Keisha Davis, who's checked into the lineup. Takes a free throw line, cut off there. Back out top to Hanks as she holds it top of the key. Turns and gives it off to Stevenson. To Davis. She drives to Stevenson. Stevenson into the paint. Gives it up for the shot to Calfee. Off the mark as Emily Harrison pulls down the rebound. Macy Boggs brings it across with a minute 19 left. On the bounce to Freeze. Right side outside. Inside Philbrick. Pass goes through her hands. Loose ball picked up by Otero. Wheatland quickly the other way as they work from left to right. To Hanks. 3-ball top of the key. Bounces around. Won't drop. As Bonsack comes down with the rebound one more time for Gering. She'll bounce it, throw it away, looking for Boggs. Back to Wheatland as they give it up to Otero, and Otero lays it up and in. Make it 39-12. Philbrick ahead to Freeze. She drives, shot rolls around, won't go in. Philbrick rebound, put back. As Freeze with the rebound, put back. That one misses the mark, but we'll have a foul called. And the foul was on Wheatland's Jody Stevenson. That'll be the first on her, second team on Wheatland. Chloe Freeze at the free throw line, 2 first half points for her. She's got 3, shooting 64% from the free throw line this season. And she drains them both. Freeze with 4, Gering 41-12, 36 seconds left, third quarter. Handling the ball on the left side is Davis, and she shuffles her feet. And another Wheatland turnover will give it back to Gering with 28 seconds left here in the third quarter from Gering High School. Token pressure by Wheatland. Freeze will bring it across, gets it ahead. Philbrick pull-up jumper left side, misses the mark. Calfee comes down with the rebound for Wheatland with 18 seconds left. They get it ahead to Davis. Outside the arc, or 3 blocked by Freeze. And then a held ball, and the possession arrow gives it back to Gering with 11 seconds left here in the third quarter. So Bonsack will trigger it in front of the Wheatland bench near sideline. Into Freeze. Freeze, 10 seconds left. Into the front court, to the basket, right side, high off the glass and in for Chloe Freeze for her 6th point of the game. 43-12. Gering leads it, shot at the buzzer, misses everything, and that ends the third quarter. At the end of 3, Gering 43, Wheatland 12 on the West Coast scoreboard.
The Mixing Bowl in Gering, serving breakfast and lunch every day using Grandma Ruth's recipes for 5 years. Stop for lunch and try a Cali Turkey BLT or one of our gourmet burgers. Have a homemade cabbage burger or butterball soup on Thursdays. Or try our weekend brunch and have cinnamon roll pancakes or the roasted duck Benedict. Stop by the Mixing Bowl on your way to work and grab a freshly baked muffin, Grebel, or Dana Kuga out of our bakery case and a specialty coffee made just for you. The Mixing Bowl, 1945 10th Street in Gering, bringing great food and great people together.
We can't warn you that karma is very real. But we can bring you Temperature Tuesdays. Runza makes it all better.
Start of the fourth quarter, Gering on top, 43-12. Set the Gering lineup for you here in just a minute. But Wheatland with the ball. Otero drives in the paint. She'll lose the handle. And officials with the foul call on Paige Lopez. And it's Lopez, Snelling, Schaub, Mitchell, Baltazar for Gering in the home white uniforms tonight with a comfortable lead. Mitchell, or check that, Wheatland on the inbounds. Triggered into Otero. She'll launch from the left side around the rim and out. Schaub comes down with the rebound for Gering. Ahead to Paige Lopez up the right side. Page has it now. She'll bring it center court between the circles. Bounce high post. Baltazar. She'll take it to the left side. Lose the handle. Tap it to Snelling inside. Mitchell along the baseline. Throws it up with the right hand. Doesn't go. Lauren Mann comes down with the rebound. And then Lauren Mann knocked to the floor. And a third personal foul on Jenna Baltazar. Fourth team on Gering. Gering led 18-3 at the end of the first quarter, 34-8 at halftime, and 42-12 at the end of 3. Mann at the free throw line, pull-up jumper in the paint, off the glass and in. And Lauren Mann with 5. 43-14 Gering. Lopez on the dribble, kicks it into the corner, trying to find Snelling, and she throws it over her head. And it goes out of bounds. So be sure to stay with us. Following this game, we'll have an extended between game as they will recognize the senior basketball players on the boys and girls side, and then we'll set up the boys game between Gering and Wheatland to take place here at Gering High School. Otero drives, kicks out to Mann on the left side. Mann gets a screen, takes it into the lane, kick out back to Otero against Lopez into the paint, off the glass. Too strong, rebound knocked around, saved from going out of bounds as Brow runs it down by the far sideline. On the left wing, pounding the dribble into the paint, step back inside the arc, back iron too strong. Page comes down with it. She's double teamed. She'll bounce it off a Wheatland player, but it doesn't go out of bounds. Brow picks it up. She can't convert. Mann with her putback. That's too strong. Otero's putback goes, and she's fouled. Tussle at the Wheatland end. 3 chances, and finally Otero puts it in, the 5'5" sophomore, with 6 points in the ball game. And the 4th personal on Jenna Baltazar. So Otero can't convert. Rebound tipped around. Calpe with the putback. That's too strong. Jenna there with the rebound again. Quick outlet. Goes to Lopez up the right side. Page beyond the arc. Skip past Snelling. Kelly holds it. Dumps it inside. Baltazar kick out. Schaub. 3 ball. Back iron too strong. Long rebound. That's picked up by Otero. She'll give it up. Brow. Jumper inside the arc. Partially blocked. Can't make it as Lopez comes down with the rebound. Page once again on the push for Gering. Kicks it right side. Snelling. Inside Baltazar. Shot blocked as she goes up. But she was fouled by Destiny Cook. And that'll put Jenna Baltazar at the free throw line. 3rd personal, as I said, on Destiny Cook. She'll check out along with Calpe and Otero as Anderson checks back in. Gering triggers it in on the inbounds. Lopez quickly inside to Schaub to the basket. Layup too strong. Rebound battled for. Mitchell gets it, puts it up, won't go, but Mitchell fouled. She'll go to the free throw line as Lauren Mann in, Miranda Hanks for Wheatland along with Keisha Davis. Mitchell's first free throw up and good. Ariana 10 points last night. 30-point Gering lead with 5:24 left her in the game. Mitchell misses the second one, and that'll be the 5th and final foul for Jenna Baltazar as she goes over the back of Rory Anderson. And Jenna fouls out with 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game. 3 points here tonight, and not quite sure how many rebounds. She had 10 last night. And that'll bring Hallie Cochran into the Gering lineup. Pass tipped in the air. Brow picks it up in the paint. Her jumper is good. She's got 4. 44-16 Gering. Lopez on the dribble drive, bounces down low, finds Cochran. She backs her way in. Shot doesn't go. But Hallie Cochran A 5'7" sophomore will step to the free throw line. Cochran on the season. Her first free throws of the year as she drains the first one. Now we've got 10 players that have scored for Gering here tonight as Cochran gets in her second one off, no good. Mitchell can't convert on the putback as Anderson's tied up. Possession arrow keeps it at the Gering end with 4 minutes and 58 seconds left in the contest. Snelling triggers it in quickly to Lopez. Back to Snelling, pull up from the left side, partially blocked. Rebound comes down, and it's stolen away by Snelling. Loose on the floor. Wheatland has it. They give it up to Keisha Davis. She brings in the offensive end for Wheatland. It's stripped away by Lopez. Lopez picks up the loose ball. She's got it. Free throw line. Into the paint. Shot doesn't go. Rebound will go out of bounds and will go over to Wheatland with 4:32 left in the game. 45-18. Gering on top. Wheatland with the ball. Brow has it. Quickly to Hanks. Top of the key three off the glass. Cochran comes down with the rebound for Gering. Into the hands of Lopez. Ahead Mitchell. Out to Snelling. Three ball for Kelly. That one off the mark. Schaub runs down the rebound. Kick out. Lopez looks, bounces inside to Kelly. She drives the basket. That shot blocked by Anderson. Into the hands of Brow. On the run out, then Brow knocked to the floor by Olivia Schaub. Let's double check on that personal foul, and that'll send Danielle Brow to the line. And correction, the foul was on Ariana Mitchell. That'll be her third on the night. As Aspen Shields checks in. So everybody in a Gering uniform tonight has gotten into this game. 10 players have scored. As Danielle Brow steps to the free throw line. She said averaging 14 points a game. She was scoreless at halftime. All of her points here have come in the second half. That free throw misses the mark. Rebound tipped around. That was a 17 foul on Gering. Lopez has it. Top of the key to Schaub. She'll turn. Hand to Paige Lopez. She'll pull it out by the 10-second line. Give it up to Snelling on the right side beyond the arc. She calls Cochran over for the screen. Kelly into the paint with the left hand off the glass. Can't find the basket. Rebound knocked around, and we'll have a pushing foul called. And we'll walk to the Wheatland end. Basket to our right here tonight. Chloe Freeze, Macy Boggs in for Gering. As Jody Stevenson stepping to the line. She will be at the line for the first time tonight, a 5'9" junior. First free throw glances off the front rim. Cochran pulls down the rebound for Gering. Schaub, the only starter in the Gering lineup right now. She's got it, lobs it high post Freeze, out to Macy Boggs. Boggs on the dribble, looking, bounce high post Freeze, kick out, back to Schaub on the right side. As Olivia drives, puts up a shot, doesn't go, but she'll draw the foul. And Olivia will go to the line to shoot two with 3:15 left in the game. Gering comfortably on top, 45-18 in the contest. Olivia on the season, 59% from the free throw line. First one too strong. Shanda was scoreless last night in the loss to Sydney. And she hits that one for her 5th point of the night. And Gering comfortably up by 30 points. Pass down low, and Jennifer Anderson goes off of Gering. It'll remain with Wheatland. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left here in the game. Otero to trigger the inbound out on top. She finds Davis. One dribble inside. They go to Anderson down low against Cochran. Dribbles it through the paint. Her outlet pass intercepted by Boggs. Macy quickly up the floor. Brings it center court, finds Olivia Schaub. Left side, outside, she'll put it on the floor. Start a drive to the basket, go up with the right hand. Too strong, Aspen Shields battling for the rebound. Can't control it. And she tried to save it from going out of bounds. But it was last touched by Gering. It'll be Wheatland's ball. And they're trailing 46-18. Hanks has it out front. They go inside. Anderson back outside. Hanks, 3-ball, top of the key, front iron into the hands of Macy Boggs. Boggs brings it front court for Gering on the dribble, picks up her dribble. Chloe Freeze comes out. She's got it top of the key. Schaub on the left wing, holds the ball above her head. 2:17 left in the game. Gering on top, 46-18. Freeze out on top, Shields. Left side, Schaub. Gering works it around the arc. Looking inside, can't find anything. Back to Boggs. Macy drives, kicks. Aspen Shields, baseline right side. Cut off there. Looking for somebody. She'll have to find Boggs, and Boggs puts up a 3. Waved that off. We had a foul prior to that shot attempt. This will be on Wheatland. This will be on Jody Stevenson. She'll pick up her second, and that'll put Aspen Shields at the line. Aspen this season 2 for 2 from the line and missed that one. Now she's 2 for 3 from the line this season. Wheatland quickly the other way. Otero on the dribble, picks it up, gives it up to Davis, back to Shields. High arcing 3. Rebound off no good. Anderson with the rebound. She can't convert. Wheatland has the rebound. Otero with it. Bounce Davis. 15-footer, too strong. Rebound Anderson, and Freeze on the held ball. Keep it at the Wheatland end with a minute and a half left in the contest. Ariana Mitchell in for Gering. Olivia Schaub will take a seat on the bench. 3-ball on the way, partially blocked by Hanks, and the held ball, no, will have a foul as Aspen Shields with the rebound, but she was fouled by Miranda Hanks. That'll be the second on her. And Aspen Shields, who was just at the line, we said 2 for 2, 2 for 3, she'll try to get it back. First free throw rolls around, won't drop as Cochran's put back too strong. Rebound down to Stevenson as bodies go to the floor. The ball goes out of bounds. And they will keep it at the Gering end with 1:22 left in the game. Chloe Freeze quickly into Boggs. Macy on the right side, now she'll bring it out on top. Goes back right side, pull up jumper, misses the mark. Rebound not pulled down by Wheatland. Davis with it. We near the 1 minute mark. Davis quickly ahead. Jody Stevenson inside the arc with the jumper that's too strong. Rebound tipped out. Otero has it inside to Anderson. She can't do anything with it. Kick out to Davis. Back to Otero. 53 seconds left. Inside the arc, the jumper too short by Stevenson. Gering can't corral the rebound. It'll remain at the Wheatland end with 48 seconds left in the game. Inbounds comes to Hank from the left corner. Off the mark. Mitchell comes down with the rebound. She'll give it up to Chloe Freeze with 40 seconds left. And Gering will break their 2-game losing streak here tonight with a big win over Wheatland. Freeze drives left side, shot blocked. Anderson comes down with it. 29 seconds left in the game. Ahead, they give it to Otero. Kick out Stevenson. Jumper glances off the near rim as Otero pulls down the rebound to Anderson. Her shot blocked, but she draws the foul. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 17 seconds left in the game. Foul was on Chloe Freeze. That'll be her first, 9th team on Gering. Rory Anderson, scoreless in the game, misses that free throw. She'll get a second one. That one's on the way, off the mark. Rebound comes down to Mitchell, 15 seconds left. Boggs will slow it up, bring it into the front court for Gering. On the right side, bounce to Freeze. Mitchell, 6 seconds left. In the corner, Aspen Shields has it. Kick it out, back to Freeze at the buzzer. Shot doesn't go, and that ends the game, and a big win for Gering here tonight as they win it over Wheatland, 46-18. Your final score on the West Coast scoreboard.
With Viero's Entertainment Trifecta package, never miss the big play. Work on becoming the new and improved you, or invite friends to compete in the game. Get the power of free. Get 2 new lines of HD Plus and internet service, and we will give you Sling TV, an Air TV player, and a big screen TV, all for free. Get the Entertainment Trifecta package today. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected to the content you love.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
The girls' game is in the scorebooks, and your final score, Gering coming away with the easy win here tonight over Wheatland, 46-18. Your final score, and with the win, Gering goes above the 500 mark at 9-8, while Wheatland goes to 7-9 on the season. Their 2-game winning streak is broken, and for Gering, their 2-game losing streak is broken as they get the win here tonight over Wheatland, 46-18. Your final score. All Gering in this one. Gering jumped out to a 10-point lead in the first quarter at 13-10. They led by 15 at the end of the first quarter as they outscored Wheatland in that first quarter. They went down the stretch. It was a 13-0 Gering run to end that first quarter. At halftime, Gering expanded the lead and led at halftime 34-8 as they outscored Wheatland 16-5 in the second quarter. Gering with a comfortable 43-12 lead at the end of the third quarter, and from there not much going in the fourth quarter as Wheatland outscores Gering in that fourth and final quarter by a count of 6-3, but Gering with that big lead that they never really relinquished, and they come away with the 46-18 win. Well, after the break, we will come back, recap the individual scoring as Gering wins it here tonight over Wheatland, 46-18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
With Viero's Entertainment Trifecta package, never miss the big play. Work on becoming the new and improved you, or invite friends to compete in the game. Get the power of free. Get 2 new lines of HD Plus and internet service, and we will give you Sling TV, an Air TV player, and a big screen TV, all for free. Get the Entertainment Trifecta package today. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected to the content you love.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Girls' game is in the books, and the Gering girls go above the 500 mark as they go to 9-8 on the year with the 46-18 win over Wheatland here tonight, as we've got senior activities, senior recognition activities going on here at between games. Introducing the girls, the senior girls, and of course there's 5 of them. Paige Lopez, Kelly Snelling, Olivia Schaub, Ariana Mitchell, and Jenna Baltazar. Well, it's time to look at the numbers brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. On the Wheatland side of the ledger here tonight, they were led in scoring by Lauren Mann. She ends the game with 5 points. Or check that, Kayla Otero leads the way with Wheatland with 6 points, followed up by Lauren Mann with 5, Danielle Brow with 4, well below her season average of 14 points a game. 2 points for Miranda Hanks in the game, and 1 for Alyssa Matthews, as Wheatland only able to score 18 points in the game here tonight. For Gering, 10 players get into the scorebook, and only 1 player in double figures. That was Paige Lopez, as she ends the game with 10 points tonight. 9 at halftime. She has 1 in the second half for her 10 points. 6 points tonight for Chloe Freeze off the bench. 6 points for Kiara Guayo as she hits 2 threes in the second quarter. And that was all the scoring for Aguayo in the game. 5 points tonight for Olivia Schaub, Ariana Mitchell with 5. 4 points for Kelsey Bonsack and Kelly Snelling. 3 points tonight for Jenna Baltazar before she fouled out with 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game. And Hallie Cochran got in the scorebook for Gering tonight, as she had 1 free throw tonight. The 5'7" sophomore into the scorebook. As we said, everybody in a Gering uniform got into the game tonight. We had 10 players score. The only players not scoring tonight for Gering, Emily Harrison and Aspen Shields tonight, as the Gering girls go to 9-8 on the season, and they break that 2-game losing streak that started Tuesday night as they lost to Ogallala 61-51, and then they lost to, or check that, that was the Ogallala game, but last night they lost 61-51 to Sydney. They lost 60-53 to Ogallala on Tuesday night. So over the last 3 games, Gering 1 and 2. And for the Gering girls, their next action will be in the East-West shootout that will start next Thursday, as they will face McCook on Thursday and then turn around and face North Platte on Friday. And following that game, the girls will start their sub-district play, and most likely that sub-district play, I should say, will be held in Sydney, as they usually put it at the site of the team with the best record. And right now in this B8 district, that is the Sydney girls. So we will probably have that sub-district for you from Sydney, Nebraska, and that will start on Monday, February 11th. But the Gering girls get above the 500 mark as they get to 9-8 on the year, and we're Steve Land making his way towards us. We'll see if he will stop and talk to us first, and he will. No, he's gonna stop and talk to our competing station as we're in between games, so we'll hang on a little bit and get some comments here from Steve Land as his team wins 46-18 in a game that was never really close, but was probably more important for the Gering girls tonight, as despite that big lead, they never really relaxed or took any plays off, and they were able to keep Wheatland at bay, opening up leads of 30 or more points in this game as they come away with the 46-18 win. Well, now time for our player of the game, and the player of the game brought to you by Taco John's of Scottsbluff and Gering. Make Taco John's a game day tradition by unwrapping the original before or after every game. And our Taco John's player of the game tonight, we're going to give that to Kiera Aguayo as she came into the game. As we said, 10 players scored in the contest tonight, but Kiera Aguayo with 2 threes in the game, and she ends with 6 points for Gering as Gering comes away with the 46-18 win. As senior night activities continue here from Gering High School, and your final senior boy being introduced is Kyle Schroeder. 6 seniors on the boys team, and of course Kyle Schroeder does not see a lot of playing time. He's got into a couple of games here this season, but probably his biggest memory will come. He hit a 3-point play at the end of the game, and I want to say it was against Shadron earlier this season, as he hit a 3 right at the end of the game against Shadron. Gering had the easy win that night, but Kyle got into the game, hit the 3, and the entire student section off of the stage at the far end of the gym came off of that stage and mobbed him at the end of the game as Kyle Schroeder hit the 3 for Gering to give them that win. So we've got senior night activities are over, and the Wheatland boys are ready to come onto the floor. Gering also on the floor. They haven't started the clock yet. We'll have some final pictures taken as the 5 seniors for Gering out at the center circle and getting a final picture taken. So let's set up the boys game for you here tonight as Wheatland comes in at 7-9, and Gering with the win last night comes in at 6-7. For Wheatland, their head coach Mick Cochran, as we said, their record 7-9. Wins this season over Wyoming Indian, Southeast, Big Piney, Lovell, Southeast. As they also beat Burns last Friday night, but they are coming off a loss to Newcastle. 36-31 was the final score there. Not a high-scoring game as Carlos Garcia led the way for Wheatland. So Wheatland coming in with a record of 7-9. They are 1-2 in 3A in the eastern side of the conference in Wyoming. So they're trying to get back on the winning side. If they can get a win here tonight, they will still be under the 500 mark at 8-9. As we said, Gering comes in with a record of 6-7. They come off a 69-60 win last night down in Sydney. Gering trailed, I should say, 22-15 at the end of one. They outscore Sydney in the second quarter, 20-14. They trail by 1 at halftime, 36-31. Gering outscores Sydney in the third quarter, 16-9. They lead after 3, 51-45 in that third quarter. 7 points from Brett Pazanka to key that run for Gering in the third quarter. As we'll break right now and give the mic to Steve Land. Good win for you tonight. One of those games you jump out on top, but you never really look back. You didn't seem to have any lulls or any slow play to allow Wheatland back into the game. A good, solid win, I think, tonight.
Yeah, we really came out well. I talked to the senior girls before the game and asked them if they really wanted to lose their last ball game as a senior on senior night, and they were livid about that's not going to happen. So they were really focused and ready to go. We didn't have no hangover from last night's Sydney game. You know, we played pretty well at Sydney. We missed a few shots and didn't execute, and they had an 8-0 run last night. But you can see by tonight's score how good Sydney can be, putting a real hurt on Scottsbluff tonight. So, you know, as far as the Wheatland game was concerned, we were concerned with their point guard. She's a leading scorer. She was actually at 5 threes, their leading rebounder as well. So we knew she was a hustle girl. And again, Liv Shaw played her at 6'1", and we told her to back off of her. She's really quick, and I don't think she wanted to drive and get her shot blocked. So she was trying to step back, and then Liv with long arms were right there with her. So really bothered. I don't think that she even scored in the first half. No. And she's been averaging 20 points a game in January. So we're concerned about her, and I think we held her to 4 points. And then their second leading scorer is averaging 8 or 9 points a game, that number 12. And you know, she had a few points, but I think she had 6 or so. But overall, I thought our defensive effort was great. I was disappointed with our execution down the stretch the second half, but we safeguarded that. We told them we really wanted to execute well in the second half offensively, but we really didn't. We got out in transition. We kept the pedal to the metal, and we just missed a few too many shots, and we only scored 12 points. And you know, if I was a paying fan, I don't know if I would have wanted to pay for that second half the way we played, but we made up for it in the first half. We did some phenomenal things by executing plays, passing the ball, hitting some back cuts, and finishing at the rim. I thought we had probably one of the best first halves we had all year tonight.
What was said in the locker room at the time as you go in up 34-8?
Well, we really wanted to safeguard about we got to work on things. We want to execute. We wanted to run our back cuts and just run motion offense really, really well. But this team, you know, they're very good offensively, so they want to score on their own sometimes too much. And you know, our JV actually almost runs our motion offense better because they're all looking for each other and they're not sure what to do. But you know, our senior kids, they're used to scoring, and I was disappointed with our offensive output tonight overall. But you know, I really liked our defensive effort, and you know, we got it done early, I guess, so we can relax and enjoy the game, I guess, if you could call it that.
I guess you got to feel good. You get everybody into the game. You had 10 players score tonight. Very balanced scoring by your team, and like I said, everybody got into the game, and that's got to make you feel good, especially on a senior night.
Yeah, it really does. You know, as you're building for next year, you want your younger kids to play as much varsity basketball as we can let them play, and I think we got that job done tonight.
And these 5 seniors, this is your first year back. You kind of had to come in with those seniors. What kind of a performance did you expect from those 5 seniors this season to this point, and have you seen that performance out of them?
Well, you know, I talked to a lot of people, and they were saying, well, they're really a headstrong bunch, and that they are, and at times they're tough to coach, but for the most part, it's not a lack of effort, because these kids want to win, and they play hard. Sometimes they play too hard, you know, as far as executing the offense. But you know, I've enjoyed coaching this bunch, and we got a lot of young kids that can play ball too, and you know, they're just figuring themselves out what they can do to help the team, and you know, hopefully we're going to gel in the next couple of weeks. It's been a tough week with getting through the flu and going to playing really poorly at Ogallala, and then playing really well at Sydney, and then playing extremely well the first half tonight.
Big win for you, and hopefully that'll propel you into next Thursday and Friday with McCook and North Platte coming in. Yeah, it's going to be a tough ball game with both of them teams next week. North Platte's an excellent ball club. Their record doesn't show it. They're right at 8-8, but they've been playing a lot of Class A teams in Lincoln Southeast and Kearney, and so we'll have our work cut out for them. I think they knocked off Alliance by 30 last weekend. So a couple big wins here tonight. Big games next Tuesday. Steve, a good win tonight. We appreciate you stopping by. All right, thanks, Jeff. All right, Steve Land joins us here on the in-between game show, I guess you'd call it, as we get ready for the boys game. And just prior to that, as we said, the Gering boys got a win last night in Sydney, 69-60, as Riley Shields led the way with 13 points, along with Brett Bazanka, Xavier Horst, and Colton Evers all in double figures, as Shields, Bazanka, and Horst with 13. Colton Evers chips in 10 for Gering, as Gering goes to, the boys go to 6 and 7 on the year, and Gering last night with 69 points. They out-rebounded Sydney 34-21, 16-15 in assists, 14 steals by Gering last night, as Gering shoots 55% from the free throw line. They shoot 18% from beyond the arc last night, but they get the win over Sydney last night, and looking to keep that winning streak going here tonight against Wheatland, Wyoming. Well, assistant coach Zach Smith stopped by last night after the win in Sydney, and we'll have those comments next here on 960 AM and 100.3 FM KNEB.
With Viero's entertainment trifecta package, never miss the big play. Work on becoming the new and improved you, or invite friends to compete in the game. Get the power of free. Get 2 new lines of HD Plus and internet service, and we will give you Sling TV, an Air TV player, and a big screen TV, all for free. Get the entertainment trifecta package today. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected to the content you love.
The Mixing Bowl in Gering, serving breakfast and lunch every day using Grandma Ruth's recipes for 5 years. Stop for lunch and try a Cali Turkey BLT or one of our gourmet burgers. Have a homemade cabbage burger or butterball soup on Thursdays, or try our weekend brunch and have cinnamon roll pancakes or the roasted duck Benedict. Stop by the Mixing Bowl on your way to work and grab a freshly baked muffin, Grebel, or Dana Kuga out of our bakery case, and a specialty coffee made just for you. The Mixing Bowl, 1945 10th Street in Gering, bringing great food and great people together.
And, you know, it turns out we got a lot of layups, we got a lot of drives and kicks and dishes, and so we played really well.
First half for Sydney, the Lucero kid had a dozen points. You held him to 3 in the second half. The Doty kid, 10 at halftime. You hold him to 3. Is that kind of a point of emphasis in the second half?
Yeah, you know, we were man-to-man the whole game, and, you know, we had to have some guys step up and make some stops and shut some dudes down, and, you know, they stepped up big time. A little credit to our defense. They played really well.
What was said coming into this game? You're coming off of that 101-74 loss to Ogallala Tuesday night. Not a lot of time to turn it around, and probably important that you didn't let that loss beat you twice.
Yeah, you know, Ogallala was a fantastic team. They shot lights out, and, you know, Sydney came out shooting the lights out of the gym, and we ended up, you know, making sure that we had to win this game, and our guys really stepped up well, and they played as a team really well, and, you know, it was a must-win for us, and I'm glad we got it.
I was impressed tonight by the performance of Brett Bazanka. 13 points. I had him for tonight, but he just kind of took over there in the third quarter for you.
Yeah, you know, Brett is a young guy, and he's starting to learn, and he's more experience he gets, the better he gets, and you've seen it from throughout the year that he's gotten better every single game, and he's starting to get comfortable with the varsity level, and, you know, he's playing fantastic, and, you know, he's a great team guy.
Little bit balanced scoring tonight. Xavier didn't have, you know, 25 points like he did Tuesday night. A little bit more balanced scoring, and that seems to be, I think, at least from the games that I've seen, that you tend to do a lot better in.
Yeah, you know, we had guys step up. You know, we figured that they'd probably lock down on X, especially after Ogallala. And, you know, we had a lot of guys step up, fill that role, and, you know, knock down some key shots and get some good offensive rebound putbacks. And, you know, that's what we need to have every night.
So this one's in the book. You beat Sydney twice this season, and you've got Wheatland coming to town tomorrow night, so not a lot of turnaround for you. What do you expect to see from Wheatland?
You know, Wheatland's, they're a scrappy team. You know, they're a typical Wheatland team. They're going to come ready to play. They're really physical. They get some big guys down low that are going to bang. They got a couple good shooters, so we got to really make sure that we're on our A game. We're at home, which is a real big difference for us. You know, hopefully we get our crowd and our fans there to help support. And, you know, they're a good team.
They are. It'd be an interesting game tomorrow night. Zach, we appreciate you joining us here on our post-game show. A good win tonight. Let's see if we can make it two in a row.
Absolutely. Thank you. Go Dogs.
All right. Zach Smith joins us here on the post-game show as Gering comes away with the 69-60 win.
The Simmons Olson Law Firm has been a proud member of the Scottsbluff-Gering community for decades. The 13 lawyers and 10 staff members.
Kerr Heilbrunn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Kerr Heilbrunn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
With Viero's entertainment trifecta package, never miss the big play. Work on becoming the new and improved you, or invite friends to compete in the game. Get the power of free. Get 2 new lines of HD Plus and internet service, and we will give you Sling TV, an Air TV player, and a big screen TV, all for free. Get the entertainment trifecta package today. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected to the content you love.
Away from the start of the boys contest between Gering and Wheatland. As we said, Wheatland comes in at 7-9. Gering comes in at 6-7 as they get the big 9-point win over Sydney boys last night. Second win for Gering over Sydney on the boys side, but unfortunately last night the Gering girls went down to defeat to Sydney, and it was the third loss to Sydney this season. But a big bounce back for the Gering girls here tonight as they defeat Wheatland 46-18. Some other scores around the area as we look at our Elite Physical Therapy Sports app. Final in girls basketball, Shadron defeating Valentine 40-26. Also tonight, the Sydney Lady Raiders get the win over Scottsbluff 62-37. So the win streak by the Sydney girls is now 12 games. They came in with a 10-game win streak last night against Gering, and they get the win there. So that makes them 11-game winning streak, and with the win tonight, that winning streak is now 12. Some other scores, let's double check in boys basketball. It's final. The Scottsbluff boys get a 68-55 win over Sydney. At the half, Shadron boys leading Valentine 32-25. On the girls' side, in the Western Trails Conference tournament, the Mitchell girls defeat Bridgeport 59-29 for the championship there. And the third place game goes to Kimball as they defeat Bayard 52-39. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups, and they're brought to you by Western Nebraska Community College. From diplomas to degrees, it's for me. Learn more at wncc.edu. First for Wheatland, they will start this way. It'll be Trent Jones, 5'10", and a sophomore. Kobe Pruitt, 5'11", and a junior. Colton Cave, 6'1", and a senior. Clayton Iacovetto, 6'2", and a senior. And Carlos Garcia, 6'4", and a senior. For Gering, they will start this way. It'll be Xavier Horst, 6 foot, and a senior. We will also see Tommy Ganos, one of those seniors, starting tonight at 6'2". Riley Shills, 6'6", and a senior, along with Cody Ferguson, 6'1", and a senior. And Kyle Schroeder will get the start here on senior night at 5'10", and a senior. The only senior we will not see in the starting lineup to start this game off, of course, is Henry Alvarez at 6'4", and a senior. Henry, this is his one and only year with the Gering boys, transferring in this season. But the 5 seniors who have been through Gering throughout their careers will start. It'll include Xavier Horst, Cody Ferguson, Tommy Ganos, Kyle Schroeder, and Riley Shills. Let's take our final break before we tip this one off here from Gering High School, as it'll be Gering and Wheatland on the boys' side, and you're listening to it on 960 AM, 100.3 FM, KNEB, and also on KNEB.TV. Back with the opening tip after this.
Have you ever wanted to speak another language?
My big secret for designing a quality kitchen on a budget is J&K Cabinetry. They have all the great standard features that my clients love. Solid wood doors and frames, soft close doors and drawers, dovetail joinery. The quality is amazing. J&K Cabinetry has 17 beautiful locations, sells directly to designers, contractors, and dealers, and provides plenty of options for a semi-custom look. But the most important thing is having a satisfied client and just seeing how much they love their kitchen. J&K Cabinetry, a new kitchen around you.
ZM Lumber in Scottsbluff, your local headquarters for J&K Cabinetry. Logos in Gering is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gering.
And be sure to stop in the Logos, and the guys will custom design it, print it, and have it ready for the game. There's no job too big or too small for Logos in downtown Gering. So get ready for this boys game, as Wheatland will be the road team in the black uniforms here tonight with gold letters and numbers. Or blue letters and numbers, I should say, trimmed in gold. We get ready for the announcement of our starting lineups here tonight. And of course, Gering will be in the home white uniforms with the blue letters and numbers trimmed in gold here on senior night. And as we said, the 5 seniors that have been here at Gering throughout their 4 years here at the high school: Xavier Horst, Cody Ferguson, Tommy Ganos, Kyle Schroeder, and Riley Shills will get the start here on senior night. Of course, there is a 6th senior, Henry Alvarez. Henry transferring in from the Denver area this season, so only one season here with this Gering High basketball team. So Wheatland set to get introduced, as Luke Anderson will come off the bench, along with Kobe Pruitt, along with Dylan Pearson, Colton Caves, and 34, Carlos Garcia for Wheatland. There's your 5 starters. As the seniors being introduced for Gering: Cody Ferguson. And it should be 23, Tommy Ganos, along with Kyle Schroeder and Riley Shills. Kyle Schroeder getting his first start here on senior night, and followed up by the senior Riley Shills. Of course, Gering coached by Rick Winkler in his first season, and Wheatland coached by Mick Cochran. As a team, Wheatland coming in scoring 46 points a game, 48% from the field, 31% from beyond the arc, and 52% from the free throw line for Wheatland. In the black uniforms tonight, blue letters and numbers trimmed in gold. And a technical call to start this game out on Wheatland, and that'll put Kyle Schroeder at the line, his first start, and he gets to shoot the technical free throw to start this game, as he drains that to get into the scorebook and give Gering a 1-0 lead, as I think we had someone possibly dunk in pre-games for Wheatland. Schroeder on the next one, hits them both. He's got 2 points before we get this one underway, and Gering will have the ball to start the contest. As Cody Ferguson will trigger the inbound as Gering works from left to right in this first half. Ganos has it, dribbles right side, cut off there. Looking, gives it up to Cody Ferguson. Ferguson bounce to Schroeder as he cross-court pass finds Horst out on top. Ferguson. Gering working it around the arc against a 2-3 Wheatland zone. Skip pass, right side Horst out on top. Back to Ganos. Tommy driving, dishing. Schroeder 3-ball, too strong. Coming down with the rebound for Wheatland is Pruitt. Quickly into the front court. They try to lob it inside, pass knocked away. Back out on top to Pruitt. Inside they go to Garcia. Gering in a 2-3 zone. Anderson with a 3-ball, count it. And Wheatland takes a 3-2 lead just underway here, first half from Gering High School. Ganos brings it into the Gering offensive end. Schroeder on the right side. Lob baseline Ferguson. Cody drives, dishes inside, and finds Riley Shills all alone. And Riley gives Gering a 1-point lead. Anderson, Pearson, high post Garcia. Right side, Anderson has it on the dribble out front. Takes it to the left side to Pearson. Lob inside, Garcia tipped away, he regains it. Long side to the baseline to Caves. Caves can't do anything with it. Outside to Pruitt. Along the baseline, Caves inside, Garcia to the basket. Shot doesn't go, but he'll draw the foul and go to the line to shoot 2. As the foul was on Kyle Schroeder, the 5'10" senior. Caves hits the first one, shooting 58% from the field. And they'll take out Ganos and Schroeder and Ferguson and bring in the original starting 5. Caves good on both of those. 5-4. Wheatland leads it. Here's Colton Evers into the lineup along with Henry Alvarez. Shills down low, kick out. Sherrill starts the drive and he shuffles his feet. And the turnover gives it back to Wheatland. Wheatland leads it by 1 as we near the 6-minute mark here in this first quarter. Anderson on top on the dribble, brings it right side outside. Gives it up on the right side as he finds Pruitt to Garcia. Quickly lob it inside, looking inside, and not able to corral that is Caves as it goes out of bounds. And that'll turn it back over to Gering. Gering trailing by 1 with 5:49 left here in the first quarter. Horst into the front court for Gering as they work left to right, gets a screen from Shills. Back to Evers, stolen away by Anderson. Anderson on the run out, the left-handed layup is in. He's got 5. And Wheatland with a 3-point lead. Deep 3, Xavier Horst, back iron, high rebound, knocked around, finally corralled by Pruitt. Pruitt ahead, Anderson. Back to Caves, he'll try to leave it for Pruitt. He saves it from going out of bounds into the hands of Pearson. Pruitt will get it right back. He'll bring it between the circles. Dribble drive left side, kick out Anderson beyond the arc. Anderson spin move to the basket, doesn't go. Evers comes down with the rebound for Gering in the home white uniforms. Ahead to Shills on the run out. Riley can't convert on the layup, too strong off the glass. Wheatland will come the other way. Anderson on the right side. He's got it, pulls it out beyond the arc. Bring it center circle, call out the play for Wheatland. High post as Caves jumps out. Back to Anderson. Gering stays in that zone, and a foul called on Bryce Sherrill. Bryce commits his first personal. 4:29 left here first quarter, 7-4. Wheatland on top. Wheatland will trigger the inbound quickly into Anderson, who received a technical in the last game. They weren't sure if he was going to get any playing time in this game as he drives right side, the runner along the baseline, and a foul prior to the shot. Called on Colton Evers. Third team foul on Gering. First on Evers, so keep it at the Wheatland end as they work to the basket to our left. Lob it out on top to Pearson. He has it on the dribble to Pruitt. They go to Anderson on the left side beyond the arc. Wheatland working it around the arc. Back to Anderson. Brings it out, center circle, reset the offense for Wheatland. Now on the dribble right side. Pearson in the corner, baseline jumper, Caves, count it. Colton Caves with 4 points in the game. 9-4 Wheatland, 3:50 left here in the first quarter. They jump it inside, is cutting to the basket is Henry Alvarez. He can't score it. But was fouled on the shot, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Second team foul on Wheatland. The foul was on Pearson. Henry's first free throw in and out. Henry with 6 points last night in the win over Sydney. Sydney boys losing 2 games in a row as they lost to Scottsbluff earlier today. Alvarez into the scorebook. 9-5. Wheatland by 4. Anderson into the front court as Caves pops out. Left side, high post, back to Pearson. Anderson tries to dump it inside as Evers gets a hand in the passing lane. Loose ball as Sherrill on the run out and the slam dunk by Bryce Sherrill. And it's a 2-point ball game, 9-7 here with 3:15 left in the first quarter. Anderson on the dribble out front against Evers, picks it up, free throw line extended. Gets it out to Pearson. Pearson drives left side. He'll hand it to Caves. Free throw line. Underhand pass. Back to Anderson. He'll put it on the floor. Drive in. Garcia baseline one-hander off no good. Evers comes down with it. Ahead. Sherrill into the paint. Goes up and under with the right hand and scores it. Bryce Sherrill has 4. And Gering's tied it at 9 with 2:44 left. First quarter. At the Wheatland end. Anderson gives it up to Pearson. On the dribble now. Bouncing out is Caves. Cross-court pass. Anderson for the 3 ball. High off the back iron. Garcia with the rebound. He's being undercut a little bit by Riley Shills, and they'll call the foul on Shills. Checking out for Wheatland is Caves and Clayton Iacovetto into the Wheatland lineup, and that'll bring Cody Ferguson in. Shills will take a seat on the bench for Gering. As Wheatland will trigger it in at their offensive end, they lob it inside, get it into Garcia to the basket, off the glass and in. Carlos Garcia with 2. Wheatland by 2, 11-9. Brett Pazanka into the game. He's got it on the left wing. Whip a pass inside Evers. Back to Horst. Horst drives right side. Kicks it back to Pazanka. Out to Sherrill. His runner with the right hand doesn't go. Wheatland quickly the other way, leading by 2. Anderson holds it. Wide open for the 3 is Pearson. Off the mark. Brett Pazanka there with the rebound for Gering. Gering quickly up the floor. Sherrill drives, dishes down low. Evers, shot doesn't go, but Evers draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. Carlos Garcia with his first. Well, our opening tip was brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff. It's love at 425 degrees. And don't forget to register for the Papa Murphy's Text Club for a sweet deal. Evers misses the first one. He'll get a second one with 1:39 left here in the first quarter. Colton off on both of those. Garcia comes down with the rebound. Quick outlet, Pruitt. He's got it at the offensive end for Wheatland. Now we'll pull it out between the circles with the left-handed dribble. Out pops Luke Anderson. He'll get a screen from Iacovetto. Take it to the right side now into the paint to the glass. Misses the mark. Garcia with the rebound. Kick out. Pruitt. 3-ball counted. Kobe Pruitt with a 3. 14-9 as Evers drives, can't score it. Wheatland quickly the other way. Pearson holds it. Out to Pruitt. Wheatland continues to work it around the outside of the arc. Popping out Garcia. Back to Anderson. 49 seconds left. Anderson top of the key. 3. Misses the mark. Rebound tipped out. Sherrill into the hands of Pazanka. Pazanka drives right side. Throws it up at the basket. Nobody was there. And the rebound last touched by Wheatland. It'll be Gering's ball underneath their own basket. Riley Shields back into the Gering lineup. 38 seconds left. Pazanka will trigger it in. Looking. Toss it out on top. Horst quickly left side to Sherrill. Inside Shields to the basket, and Riley scores it with the left hand. His 4th point. 14-11. Wheatland by 3. Anderson into the front court, calling out the play. Has to go left side and throws it not in the direction of Dylan Pearson. And a turnover for Wheatland gives it back to Gering. Could cut it to 1 with a 2, tie it with a 3. They'll play for the last shot. 14 seconds left. Here's Horst, right side beyond the arc. Pazanka. Back to Horst. He'll launch from bonus distance off the front iron, run down by Anderson. 5 seconds left. Anderson left side of the basket. He's fouled. No, he gets called for palming the ball. And it'll give it back to Gering with 3.1 seconds left here in the first quarter. Cody Ferguson into the Gering lineup. He'll trigger the inbound. Looking, gives it up to Xavier Horst. 1 second left. Xavier launches half court off the front of the iron. And that'll end the first quarter. At the end of one, Wheatland 14, Gering 11 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Scottsbluff-based Americo Carry.
Byers Realty would like to remind everyone that school is back in session, so make sure and watch for little ones in crosswalks. Be mindful of school speed zones, and take a second to double check for pedestrians and bicyclists. We want all of our young students to have a wonderful and safe year. Visit callbyersrealty.com or stop by the office on Avenue B, next to Bumper to Bumper. The Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud. We have what you're looking for.
We can't warn you that karma is very real. But we can bring you Temperature Tuesdays. Runza makes it all better.
Serve you with cleaning and exams, restorations, extractions, crowns, dentures, partials, and implants. This is the Good Hands team of dental professionals focused on Oregon for nearly 20 years.
Back at Gering High School, second quarter action. Gering trailing by 3, 14-11. Wheatland has the ball to start this second quarter. Set the Gering lineup for you here in just a minute. Pearson with the ball. Gives it up to Trent Jones, who's checked into the Wheatland lineup. Jones top of the key, swarmed by Bryce Sherrill. Mitchell Pollard, or check that. Pearson has his pass tipped into the air, and Gering will come the other way. Underhand pass. Sherrill tries to dish down low, and a foul called prior to the pass that went over the head of Riley Shields. Only the 4th team foul on Wheatland. First on Kobe Pruitt as they get the inbound to Shills. He can't convert on the layup, and Wheatland will come the other way. Into the front court is Pearson, top of the key looking, finds Jones on the right side. Back to Caves, he pops out. Here's Jones with it. Swarm double team, Iacovetto. He has it. Back to Kobe Pruitt on the right side. Pearson with it, picked up there by Xavier Horst. He'll get a screen from Iacovetto and drive left side. Gets down low, has to give it up to Jones. Jones, the runner in the paint, too strong. Brett Bazanka with the rebound. Outlet quickly ahead, Xavier Horst. Step back three for the tie, too strong. Iacovetto comes into his hands. Pearson will come the other way, quickly ahead. Jones down low inside to Pruitt. And he's fouled by Cody Ferguson. Or check it. It'll be Bryce Sherrill. Bryce will pick up his second, 5th team on Gering. Kobe Pruitt shooting 46% from the line. Drains the first one. 15-11. Carlos Garcia back into the Wheatland lineup. Second one on the way up and good for Pruitt. He's got 5. Wheatland by 5 with 6:40 left in the first half. Alvarez along with Bazanka, Horst, Shills, and Ebers on the floor for Gering. Alvarez top of the key, has it, whips a pass down low, finds Ebers. Shot doesn't go, but Colton draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Gering trailing by 5. And the second personal on Wheatland's Carlos Garcia. Evers drains the first one. His first points of the game. Make it 16-12. He had 10 points last night in the win over Sydney. As Colton's second one off no good, Iacovetto pulls it down for the Wheatland Bulldogs, and Anderson will bring it across with 6:19 left in the first half. Caves tries to go down in the corner to Iacovetto. Pass knocked away, loose on the floor. And the held ball, possession arrow gives it to Gering. Gering will have it, trailing by 4. They trailed 14-11 at the end of the first quarter. Brett Bazanka into the front court for Gering. Left side to Horst, bounce out, back to Bazanka to Horst as they play catch with it out front. Looking for Evers, can't get it. High post to Shills, knocked away from him. Loose ball picked up by Evers. Evers drives, dishes. Shills can't convert on the layup. Rebound tipped around. Garcia picks it up for Wheatland. Wheatland comes the other way. Pruitt has it. Finds Anderson. Back to Pruitt. Kick out, free throw line down low to Caves. Can't score it, but a foul down low. And a pushing foul called on Colton Evers. That'll be the second on him. 6th team on Gering. And Evers will take a seat on the bench with those 2 personal fouls at 5:33 left in the first half. And Cody Ferguson checking in. Wheatland inbounds. Out on top, Iacovetto. Garcia, right side Anderson. On the dribble, left hand to the top of the key. Between the circles. Left side pass. Cave holds the ball above his head, looking, whips it inside. Brett Bazanka got a hand in there. Loose ball picked up by Horst. Has to save from going out of bounds. Wheatland picks up the ball. Pruitt into the offensive end for Wheatland to Anderson. Iacovetto, high post, kicks it back to Anderson. Whip pass inside, looking for Garcia. And it goes through his hands out of bounds. And give it right back to the Gering Bulldogs. Trail it by 4 with 4 minutes and 55 seconds left here in the first half. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have the halftime numbers. Update you on some other scores from around the area. Ferguson with it on the left side. Gering works it around the outside of the arc. Pazanka on the right side, holds it, bounce out on top. Horst looked at the three, couldn't take it to Schills. Schills pull up from inside the free throw line, and Riley Schills drains it. And Gering trails by 2, 4:27 left in the first half. Anderson works it on the dribble, now to the right side. Looking, swarmed by Pazanka. As Caves gets up in the air, tries to throw a pass, can't be controlled by Anderson. Wheatland turns it over, quickly ahead. Here's Henry Alvarez with it. Skip past Ferguson. Cody into the lane, kick out Alvarez. Knocked away from him as Cody Ferguson goes to the floor to try and save that from going out of bounds. But a turnover gives it back to Wheatland. And that'll bring Tommy Ganos back into the Gering lineup. 3:59 left first half. Gering trails it by 2, 16-14. Anderson. Pruitt with it. Into the corner to Anderson. Baseline to Iacovetto. They play catch with it. Back in the hands of Anderson. Bounce on top to Pruitt. Pruitt on the dribble. Gering in that 2-3 zone. Iacovetto high post. Back out on top to Pearson. Skip pass. Anderson against this zone. Wheatland continues to work around the arc, and Wheatland head coach Mick Cochran calls a 30-second timeout, and we'll keep it right here. Well, be sure to listen to the game tonight. Relive it tomorrow on the podcast page at kneb.com. Brought to you by First State Bank of Scottsbluff and Gering. And be sure to download that Elite Physical Therapy Sports app. It's the go-to sports app with the latest news and live scores. Plus, you can watch kneb.tv and listen to KNEB Sports right in the app. Download the sports app in the Apple or Google Play Store, or go to kneb.com under the Sports tab, where you can also check out the Elite Physical Therapy live score stream. The final, I shouldn't say the final home game for Gering, as they will host McCook in North Platte next Thursday and Friday, an abbreviated East-West shootout. So we'll have those games for you here on KNEB as we're back to action, as Wheatland almost throws it away, but Iacovetto is still on the floor, can't control it, and nothing called on the held ball finally. And the possession arrow will give it to Wheatland, as Iacovetto, Pazanka were tangled up on the floor. But it'll go over to Wheatland on the alternating possession as they give it inside to Anderson. Pearson has it, skip pass, right side. Anderson starts to drive baseline, cut off, and an offensive foul called on Anderson. And give it right back to Gering. Checking in for Wheatland is Trent Jones. 6th team foul on Wheatland. 2nd on Anderson. Ganos with it at the Gering end. Cross-court pass, Horst with it. Popping out Pazanka on the right wing, down in the corner. Tommy Ganos looking inside, skip pass, back to Horst against this Wheatland zone. To Cody Ferguson, back to Horst, 3-ball on the way. Back iron too strong, rebound pulled down by Garcia for Wheatland. 2:37 left in the first half, 16-14. Gering trails it by 2. Pearson brings it top of the key on the dribble. Lob pass left side to Pruitt. He holds it against Horst. Horst takes it into the paint. Jones can't do anything with it. He has to give it back to Pruitt, and then a foul from behind as Brett Pazanka fouls Dylan Pearson. 7th team foul on Gering. So Wheatland in the bonus. First personal on Pazanka. Dylan Pearson at the free throw line. Shooting 46% from the year. He drains that one. Hits the front end of the 1-and-1. To increase the Wheatland lead 2-3, trying to make it 4 here. He drains them both. 18-14, Wheatland by 4 as we near the 2-minute mark here in this first half. Horst beyond the arc on the right side. Back out on top. Ganos quickly back Horst. He'll put it on the floor. Pull-up jumper baseline for Xavier. Misses the mark. Rebound tipped around. Garcia pulls it down for Wheatland. They'll outlet it to Pruitt. He's got it on the right side. Holds the ball. Put it on the floor against Pazanka. Quickly left side to Pearson. Inside to Garcia. Kick out Jones. 3-ball too strong. Rebound can't be corralled by Ferguson as he goes up on the stage far side here at the Gering Gymnasium, but they'll give it to Gering with 1:34 left in the first half, I should say. 18-14. Gering trailing by 4. Pazanka to Horst. Quickly back to Pazanka. Ganos will get it for a 3-ball and drain it. Ganos gets into the scorebook, and Gering's cut it to a 1-point game with 1:14 left in the first half. Pruitt, one-hand pass Jones. Look inside Garcia against Shills to the basket. He puts it up and in. Carlos Garcia with 4. Wheatland by 3. 59 seconds left. Ferguson drives to the basket. Strong move. Can't score. But Cody will go to the line with 55 seconds left in the first half as Carlos Garcia commits his 3rd personal foul, and that'll put Gering into the bonus 7th team foul on Wheatland. Cody off on the first. He'll get a second one. Back in for Wheatland, Colton Caves, a 6'1" senior. Second one on the way by Cody Ferguson. That one finds the mark, and Cody Ferguson into the scorebook. Gering trailing by 2, 52 seconds left. Jones for Wheatland. Give it up to Pruitt. They go inside. Garcia. We'll check that to Caves down low to Iacovetto. And Iacovetto with the offensive foul. And Gering will get the ball back with 45 seconds left. Trailing by 2 as we count it down in the first half from Gering High School. Pazanka calls out play number 1 on the dribble left side. Gives it off to Ferguson. Cody on the dribble to Ganos. Ganos to the right side on the dribble. 32 seconds left. High post to Shills. Ferguson drives. Pull-up jumper too strong as Caves pulls down the rebound. He's got it on the push. Brings it into the front court. Finds Pearson. Pearson will take it to the right side on the dribble. 13 seconds left. Caves back to Pearson. Has to leap high for that pass to pull it down. Has it. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds left. They go in the corner. Jones at the buzzer. Can't score it, but a foul called at the buzzer on the 3-pointer on Riley Shills. No time left on the clock. And for Riley, that's his 2nd personal. So Trent Jones, a 5'10" sophomore, will step to the free throw line with no time left. Misses on the first one. Jones shooting 65% from the free throw line. Little intimidating when there's nobody in the lane and nobody around you. But he drains that second one, and he will get a 3rd one here. That one in and out. Makes 1 out of 3, and we'll go to halftime here from Gering High School, where it's Wheatland 21, Gering 18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Everyone loves
My big secret for designing a quality kitchen on a budget is J&K Cabinetry. They have all the great standard features that my clients love. Solid wood doors and frames, soft close doors and drawers, dovetail joinery. The quality is amazing. J&K Cabinetry has 17 beautiful locations, sells directly to designers, contractors, and dealers, and provides plenty of options for a semi-custom look. But the most important thing is having a satisfied client and just seeing how much they love their kitchen. J&K Cabinetry, a new kitchen around you.
ZM Lumber in Scottsbluff, your local headquarters for J&K Cabinetry.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Ah, just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leeds Heads.
Welcome back to Gering High School. We're at halftime of the boys game, and the Gering boys trailing Wheatland 21 to 18. It was 14 to 11. Wheatland leading at the end of the first quarter. Wheatland with a 3-point lead, both teams with 7 points in that second quarter. And despite that, Gering trails it by 3, 21 to 18 here at halftime. We'll come back and recap the individual scoring in the first half, but at halftime, Wheatland leads Gering 21 to 18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
There are not a lot of sure things in this world, but CDs are one of them. You invest your money, and your rate of return is guaranteed. You also have the added value of knowing your money is being reinvested right here in your community. With us, your total deposits are insured by FDIC for up to $250,000. CDs are the safe way to save. Substantial penalty for early withdrawal. First State Bank, member
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user...
And welcome back to Gering High School. We're at halftime of the boys game, and Gering trailing Wheatland, 21 to 18 here at halftime. And it's time to look at the numbers brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. For Wheatland, 2 players with 5 points apiece, Luke Anderson and Kobe Pruitt, and 2 players with 4 points apiece, Colton Kays and Carlos Garcia. 2 points in the first half for Dylan Pearson and Trent Jones with 1 point here at halftime. On the Gering side of the ledger, they were led in the first half by Riley Shills. He has 6 points at halftime. 4 points for Bryce Sherrill. Tommy Ganos with a 3. Kyle Schroeder with 1 field goal, or I should say 2 free throws for 2 points. Cody Ferguson, Colton Evers, and Henry Alvarez, each with 1 point in the scorebook here at halftime, as Gering trails it by 3, 21 to 18 here at halftime on the West Coast scoreboard.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall.
With the new year comes resolutions. Complete your resolution to replace your windows by calling Renewal by Andersen. And right now is your last chance to buy 2019 windows at 2018 prices. Plus, pay nothing until 2020. That's right. You will get 20% off every window and door, plus no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. And free window diagnosis, free in-home estimate, and free removal and disposal of your old windows. Hurry. This offer ends February 15th. Call 472-2199 to take advantage of this offer before the 2018 prices are gone.
And welcome back to Gering High School. We're at halftime, and Jeff Kelly coming to you tonight from the Logos broadcast booth, where it is Wheatland on top, 21-18. Some of the other scores from around the area in games earlier today in girls basketball. Of course, the game that preceded this one, the Gering girls go to 9-8 on the year as they defeat Wheatland 46-18. Elsewhere, it was Shadron over Valentine 40-26. The Torrington girls lose to Buffalo 56-42. It was Sioux County over Layton 50-43. The Scottsbluff girls defeated by the Sydney Lady Raiders 62-37. The Sydney Lady Raiders riding right now at 12-game winning streak. The final in the Western Trails Conference Girls Championship, Mitchell defeating Bridgeport 59-29 was the final score in that game. Elsewhere, Hemmingford defeated Bayard 78-75 was the final score there. In boys basketball at the half, Bridgeport leads Mitchell 26-17. A final score from Sydney. The Scottsbluff Bearcats defeat Sydney 68-55. The Buffalo boys beat Torrington 61-47. The Shadron boys defeated by Valentine 52-49 was the score there. And elsewhere, Pete's defeated Creek Valley tonight 61-47. Here at halftime, Wheatland leading Gering 21-18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Northfield Retirement Communities is now accepting applications.
One of the biggest events of the year. It's the 34th annual K&EB Farm and Ranch Expo, February 8th and 9th at the Scottsbluff County Fairgrounds in Mitchell. Show hours are 8 to 6 on Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturday. Free admission and free parking, and it all starts with a free breakfast on Friday morning from 8 till 10. For more information, including a complete list of vendors, log on to kneb.com. The 34th annual K&EB Farm and Ranch Expo in Mitchell, with your trusted voice in agriculture, K&EB.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gering, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gering at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
Jeff Kelly back at Gering High School. It's halftime, and Wheatland leading Gering 21-18. And Gering just coming back out onto the floor here at halftime as they trail at 21-18. They trailed by 3 at the end of the first quarter, 14-11. So a little bit of work for the Gering boys to do here in the second half to get to 500 on the year at 7-7. Quick recap of the girls game as the Gering girls break a 2-game losing streak and go to 9-8 on the year. They get the 46-18 win over the Wheatland girls, and really the Gering girls never threatened in the game as they jumped out to a 10-point lead, 13-3 in the first quarter. They led 18-3 at the end of the first quarter. They expand that lead to 34-8 at halftime, 42-12 after 3 quarters, and down the stretch, not much basketball as Gering outscores Wheatland 6-3. Or check that, Wheatland outscores Gering 6-3 to come as Gering gets the 46-18 win. 10 players score for the Gering girls in that game. led by Paige Lopez with 10 points as everybody got in the game for Gering. And the Gering girls go to 9-8 on the year. Let's take our final break. We'll come back with the second half here at halftime. Wheatland leading Gering 21-18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Everyone loves winter.
The Mixing Bowl in Gering, serving breakfast and lunch every day using Grandma Ruth's recipes for 5 years. Stop for lunch and try a Cali Turkey BLT or one of our gourmet burgers. Have a homemade cabbage burger or butterball soup on Thursdays. Or try our weekend brunch and have cinnamon roll pancakes or the roasted duck Benedict. Stop by the Mixing Bowl on your way to work and grab a freshly baked muffin, Grebel, or Dana Kuga out of our bakery case and a specialty coffee made just for you. The Mixing Bowl, 1945 10th Street in Gering, bringing great food and great people together.
Have you heard the exciting news? Western Nebraska Regional Airport will be offering flights with United Airlines operated by SkyWest beginning January 30th, 2018. What's even better? You'll get to earn and use your United points. Reservations with United are now available, plus all United miles can be earned and redeemed with all flights. While you're at Western Nebraska Regional Airport, grab a bite to eat at the Flight Deck restaurant, plus Hearst Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. So make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Ready for the start of the second half here from Gering High School. And Gering trailing Wheatland by 3, 21-18. And it'll be the usual starting five for Gering. Bryce Sherrill, Henry Alvarez, Colton Ebers, along with Xavier Horst and Riley Shills. Of course, with this being senior recognition night, 5 seniors got to start this game. That included Xavier Horst, Cody Ferguson, Tommy Ganos, Kyle Schroeder, and Riley Shills. And for Wheatland, they will start Luke Anderson, along with Iacovetto, Caves, Pruitt, and Luke Anderson. So we're ready for action as Wheatland will have the ball as they will work left to right here in this second half. Wheatland in the road black uniforms with blue letters and numbers trimmed in gold, and Gering in the home whites, blue letters and numbers trimmed in gold. Much like Wheatland, as both teams are Bulldogs and both teams their school colors blue and gold. They dump it inside to Pearson, goes inside, Caves to the basket. Shot doesn't go. Iacovetto pulls down the rebound, kick out Anderson. 3 ball in and out. Rebound tipped around. Finally, Riley Shills corrals it. They'll bring it across for Gering as they work from right to left. Shills drives to the basket, off the glass, doesn't go, and an offensive foul called on Riley Shills. And Riley picks up his 3rd personal. Less than 30 seconds into this 3rd quarter, and that'll bring Cody Ferguson quickly off the Gering bench. And Riley Shills will sit down with those 3 personals here, less than 30 seconds into the 3rd quarter. At the Wheatland offensive end, Pearson has it. High post Pruitt, turnaround jumper from 13 and count it for Pruitt. 7 points for him. 23-18, Wheatland on top. Henry Alvarez works with it on the right side. One dribble, bounce high post to Ferguson. Left side pass. Xavier Horst, cross court, now down in the corner. As Sherrill drives, the runner doesn't go, gets his own rebound and puts it up with the left hand. Score it, and he's fouled. Bryce Sherrill has 6. And Gering's cut it to a 3-point lead. Put the foul on Clayton Iacovetto. As Sherrill converts on the additional 3-point play. Gering trailing by 2. 7 minutes left here, 3rd quarter. Pruitt on the dribble out front, looking to the bench, getting the play from head coach Mick Cochran. Pearson, Iacovetto pops out high post. Gives it right back to Pearson, cross court, Pruitt. 3 ball in. That one rattles in for Kobe Pruitt. He's got 10 points. And Wheatland by 5 as Alvarez driving to the basket at the Gering end is fouled on the shot attempt. After hitting the three, Kobe Pruitt fouling at the other end. Second on him, second team on Wheatland. Gering to trigger it in at their own end. Quickly into Ferguson. Out on top, quickly right side. Sherrill pull up baseline jumper around the rim and out. Evers rebound, can't convert on the putback. Alvarez tips it around, he's got it, drives with the right hand. Henry Alvarez puts it in. Gering trailing by 3. Alvarez with 3 points. Pearson on the dribble out front. Looking, wants Jacobeto to set the screen. He does, as Pearson with the runner dumps it down low to Jacobeto, tipped away. Horse picks up the loose ball. Sherrill drives and tries to dish down low to Alvarez and throws the ball away. And the turnover will give it right back to Wheatland. 5:50 left third quarter, clock running. Anderson into the front court for the Wheatland Bulldogs. Cross-court pass to Pruitt, he'll hand it to Pearson. Lob pass down low, looking for Pruitt, the reverse layup up and good. Nobody there on the defensive end for Gering. Pruitt with a dozen. Wheatland by 5. The runner, Evers, baseline doesn't go, gets his putback. That misses the mark. Ferguson comes down with the rebound. Outlet to Horse, knocked away by Pruitt. He's got it on the floor, and a timeout called by Wheatland head coach Mick Cochran, a 30-second timeout, and we'll keep it right here. Stay with us. We'll have the post-game show, and that's catered by Runza. We'll have that for you. We will have our final numbers brought to you by Arby's, and name our Taco John's player of the game. Join us next Thursday and Friday as we'll have more basketball action for you here from Gering High School as McCook and Wheatland come to town. McCook will be here Thursday night and a boy-girl doubleheader. North Platte here Friday night and an abbreviated East-West shootout. And if you remember in the years past, Lexington usually involved in that, but they switched to conference and no longer take part in the East-West shootout, so it's just McCook and North Platte. Back to action, Wheatland dump it inside to Garcia. His jump hook misses the mark. Henry Alvarez pulls down the rebound for Gering, quickly up the floor, left corner. Horse bounce out on top to Alvarez, right back to Horse, baseline to Evers. Whip it inside, Alvarez drives to the basket, shot off the mark, but Henry will go to the line to shoot 2. Carlos Garcia with his 4th personal foul. 3rd team on Wheatland. Henry Alvarez steps to the line. 6 points for him last night in the win over Sydney. Misses the mark on the first one as Brett Pazanka checking in for Cody Ferguson on the Gering side. Henry Alvarez one more to try and get into this 5-point Wheatland lead as Jacobeto back into the Wheatland lineup. Garcia will take a seat on the bench. Alvarez, that one on the way for Henry. He's got 4 on the night. Gering trailing by 4 here with 4:45 left in the third quarter. Anderson on the dribble out front, tries to pass, intercepted by Evers, and coming up the floor, Evers bounces it off his foot as he got into the passing lane, and the pass intended for Dylan Pearson. And on the run out, got a little ahead of himself, bounced it off his foot, and they'll give it right back to Wheatland as they lead by 4. Anderson with it on the left wing. They'll bring it top of the key against Horst. Inside Pruitt trying to look down low for Jacobeto, and he throws it over his outstretched hands out of bounds, and Gering will have it. Zanku had that big third quarter last night in the win over Sydney. 7 points in the third quarter for Brett Pazanka. Brings it on the dribble. Go baseline to Bryce Sherrill. Pull up inside the arc. Bryce around the rim, won't go as Evers battles for the rebound. And Colton will pick up his third personal foul. And that'll quickly bring Tommy Ganos into the Gering lineup along with Cody Ferguson for Henry Alvarez. Wheatland with the ball. Into the front court comes Anderson. Gives it up to Pearson. He'll bring it out. Top of the key between the circles. Iacovetto pops out. He'll give a high screen to Pruitt looking inside. Finds Pearson. Now they go down low to Iacovetto, and a shot blocked by Bryce Sherrill, but they say Bryce fouled him. That'll be the third personal on Bryce Sherrill, third team on Gering. It's Clayton Iacovetto, a 6'2" senior, averaging 5 points a game. Misses on the first one, only shooting 46% from the line. Here's Zach Wilson into the Gering lineup as Bryce Sherrill will sit down with those 3 personal fouls here with 3:42 left in the third quarter. Iacovetto's second free throw on the way. Count that one. He gets into the scorebook. Wheatland by 5. Ferguson turns, hands it to Ganos quickly. Horst, 3-ball left wing, back iron, high rebound, pulled down by Pearson for Wheatland. Brings it front court, gives it up to Anderson on the right wing. He holds it, picked up there by Brett Pazanka. He'll bring it center court between the circles. On the dribble, left side, drive, kick out to Pruitt, 3-ball. Off the iron into the hands of Brett Pazanka. Brett on the push, takes it right side, drives to the basket, off the glass. It won't roll in for Pazanka. Wheatland will come the other way, leading by 5. 2:57 left third quarter, 29-24 Wheatland. Lob down low, Iacovetto, and the pass tipped around. They will keep it at the Wheatland end. Say it went off Gering. As Iacovetto will trigger it in, baseline left at the Wheatland offensive end as they go left to right. Lob out, Pearson, quickly to Anderson. Anderson down in the corner, Pearson looking inside for Iacovetto, not there. Wheatland continues to work with it around the outside of the arc. Here's Anderson with it. Left side pass, Pruitt. Down low, Caves. Kick out. Wheatland continues to work with it. Anderson picked up there by Pazanka. Pruitt on the right wing, trying to avoid the double team inside. Iacovetto bounce out to Pruitt, back inside. Iacovetto turnaround jumper, too strong. Wilson there with the rebound for Gering. 2:10 left here in the third quarter. Pazanka has it, whips a pass inside to Wilson. He tries to kick it out to Horst and throws the ball away, and that'll give it back to Wheatland with 2:04 left in the third quarter. As Henry Alvarez checking in. Tommy Ganos will take a seat on the Gering bench. Anderson for Wheatland, running the offense out front. 2-3 Gering zone, trying to avoid the double team. Caves with it, right side, bounces off his foot. It'll go off of the foot of Iacovetto and out of bounds. And Gering will have it, trailing by 5 with 1:47 left in the third quarter. Here from Gering High School. Glad you could join us tonight on 960 AM, 100.3 FM, KNEB, and on KNEB.TV here tonight. Alvarez in the corner. Horst, deep 3 from the corner, count it, for Xavier Horst, his first points of the game. Wheatland by 2, 29-27. Pearson, and a foul away from the ball on Zach Wilson, down low on Iacovetto. Off of the Wheatland bench comes Trent Jones, a 5'10 sophomore. And Iacovetto will trigger it in at the Wheatland offensive end. We'll quickly work it around to the left side to Anderson, as Anderson loses the handle, and they're going to call blocking foul on Xavier Horst. And Xavier picks up his first personal. So the ball will remain at the Wheatland offensive end with 1:18 left here in the third quarter. Jones to trigger it in, looking, inbounds pass tipped away. Pazanka ahead to Horst on the run out, and Horst scores it on the right side, and a timeout as we're tied at 29 here with 1:11 left in the third quarter. A full timeout. We'll take it with them. We're tied at 29 on the West Coast scoreboard.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Visit the experts at Paul Reed Construction, your authorized Big Green Egg dealer.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery, to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Third quarter, we're tied at 29, Gering and Wheatland, and congratulations to the Bridgeport boys. They win the Western Trails Conference 59-36 with a win over Mitchell. As a pass down low intended for Iacovetto goes out of bounds. It'll remain at the Wheatland end. Anderson will trigger it in. Try and break this 29 all tie. They lob it out on top and find Pruitt down in the corner. Anderson pull up jumper, too strong. Henry Alvarez there with the rebound. Gering can take their first lead of the game as they get it ahead to Horst. Pazanka, Alvarez on the right side. Alvarez with the runner with the right hand. And an offensive foul called on Henry Alvarez. So take the basket off. So Wheatland will get the ball back. Colton Caves checking into the Wheatland lineup. So Wheatland has the ball, 41 seconds left here, third quarter. Pearson with it on the right side, looking, now he turns and finds Caves. Caves picked up there, takes it center court, ball tripped away from behind. Wilson picks it up, give it up to Pazanka. He calls out play number 1, 22 seconds left here in the third quarter. Brett walks it across the 10-second line. Alvarez on the left wing. Gering content to work it around the outside of the arc. 13 seconds left. Pazanka holds it between the circles, back to Alvarez on the left side. They continue to play catch to Horst, to Ferguson. 1 second left as Pazanka puts it up at the buzzer, and we will end the third quarter tied at 29. We go to the fourth. Wheatland 29, Gering 29 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding. And still no contracts.
Fourth quarter action here from Gering High School. We're tied at 29. A low scoring game here from Gering High School as the Gering Bulldogs have the ball to start this fourth quarter. Alvarez has it, he'll give it up to Horst. Horst to the right side, to Sherrill, drives, dishes, Shills. They work it quickly around the arc. Horst with the three, too strong. Rebound, put back, Riley Shills. He's got 8. Gering takes their first lead of the game. 7:35 left in the game. Wheatland with it. Inside they try to go to Iacovetto. Tipped away from Ebers. Long down court pass to Horst. And Xavier lays it up and in as he's got 8. And Gering takes a 33-29 lead. 7:17 left in the game. At the Wheatland offensive end, they whip it down low. Anderson passed too hard, but Iacovetto picks it up. Kick out to Anderson. 3 ball, back iron, won't bounce in. As Sherrill pulls it down, Alvarez long down court pass, Horst to Ebers who lays it up and in. Great ball movement by Gering, and Gering with a run to start this fourth quarter. The lead at 35-28. Back to Anderson, intercepted by Sherrill on the run out to the basket. Basket's good and he's fouled. Gering on fire to start this fourth quarter. 37-29. A 9-0 run and a full timeout taken by Wheatland head coach Mick Cochran. 6:38 left in the game. Gering 37, Wheatland 29 on the West Coast scoreboard.
There are not a lot of
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall.
Arby's 2 for $5 mix and match is here for a limited time. How limited? If I tell you, will you still come right now versus putting it off until oops, the deal is over?
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
Pound at Taco John's. Get 6 crispy beef tacos and a pound of potato olays, all for $10.99.
Let's Olay the day and go get one right now. Last one there has to pick up Mrs. Coach from Jiu-Jitsu class.
Olay the day at Taco John's.
Bryce Sherrill can't complete the traditional three-point play, but the rebound pulled down by Shills. He can't convert. Ball knocked away. Loose ball picked up by Henry Alvarez. And a timeout called by Rick Winkler. A 30-second timeout. Gering an 8-0 run to start this fourth quarter. And they've jumped out to a 37-29 lead. It was tied at 29 at the end of the third quarter. Gering girls get the win over Wheatland 46-18 as they go to 9-8 on the year. Their next action, McCook will be in town Thursday night, and North Platte will be here Friday night. Out of the timeout, Gering will inbound it underneath their own basket. Colton Evers to trigger it in, looking now to toss it out on top to Sherrill. He has to leap high for it. Has it on the dribble to Horst on the right side. Horst inside. Evers to the free throw line, nothing doing, kick out Alvarez. Alvarez starts to drive left side, kick out back to Sherrill. His 3 misses the mark. Garcia comes down with the rebound for Wheatland. Into the hands of Pruitt. He'll bring it across, finds Pearson. Down low to Garcia, inside Iacovetto, blocked by Bryce Sherrill. Loose ball picked up by Pearson. He drives and scores, and was fouled on the shot attempt as they count the basket. And the foul was on Gering's Henry Alvarez. 17 foul on Gering. So Wheatland in the bonus for this final 5:59 as Pearson can't convert on traditional three-point play as Garcia pulls down the rebound, can't score it, rebound loose on the floor as Shills on the floor along with Pearson, and a quick timeout called by Wheatland head coach Mick Cochran on that held ball. And once again, we'll keep it right here. In our post-game show, we will hopefully get some post-game comments either from head coach Rick Winkler, or we were joined last night by assistant coach Zach Smith. Glad that he was able to join us last night on a good night for the Gering boys as they get back to their winning ways after that 101-74 loss Tuesday night in Ogallala. The Gering boys bounced back to get a 9-point win over Sydney last night. Second win over the Sydney boys this season. But the Gering boys and girls playing 3 games in the span of 5 days. And they will have a shortened week as once again they will play Thursday and Friday night next week instead of the usual possibly Friday, Saturday. Ebers, Horst, Sherrill, Shills, and Alvarez will be on the floor out of the timeout. Gering with a 6-point lead as Wheatland will inbound baseline right underneath their own basket. Lob it out on top, high pass, Anderson pulls it down. He'll turn, hand it to Pruitt, with pass knocked away by Horst. Xavier will slow things up. Give it up to Sherrill, cross-court pass, Henry Alvarez inside to Shills, spins to the basket, can't score it, and a held ball. Possession arrow will keep it, they'll give it over to Wheatland. And as Riley took that pass, he spun to the basket, ran into the defender, wasn't able to get a shot up. And on the alternating possession, Wheatland has it as Pearson on the dribble right side. Iacovetto quickly left side into the corner. Anderson for a 3-ball, too strong as there's Sherrill with the rebound. He'll bring it across, kicks it. Alvarez wide open, 3 counted for Henry Alvarez. Alvarez with 7, Gering by 9. 5 minutes left here in the contest. Inside, Iacovetto looked at the jumper, didn't take it. Kick out Pearson, 3-ball, back iron as a foul called as Alvarez held by Kobe Pruitt as he chased after that rebound. 15 foul on Wheatland, third personal on Kobe Pruitt. Quickly, Trent Jones will check into the Wheatland lineup for Pruitt. He'll sit down with those 3 personal fouls. 4:55 left in the game. Gering on top, 40-31. Forced into the front court for Gering. Right side pass, Alvarez down in the corner to Ebers. Ebers takes it baseline, tries to dish it inside, throws it away. Iacovetto picks it up, lobs it down low. Jones back inside to Garcia, and Garcia wave it off as he took extra steps. And that'll turn it back over to Gering. Here's Brett Pazanka in for Gering. Colton Evers will take a seat on the bench. Evers with 3, Sherrill with 3, Riley Shills with 3 personal fouls. Gering with a 9-point lead. Pazanka walks it into the front court. In the corner, quickly inside to Horst. Back out on top, Pazanka. Skip pass. Sherrill pull up jumper baseline. Count it for Bryce Sherrill. He's got 11. And Gering 42-31. And a timeout taken by Gering head coach Rick Winkler. A 30-second timeout. And we will keep it right here. Gering with a loss on both the boys and girls side Tuesday night in Ogallala. And last night the Gering girls going down to defeat by 10 points to the second-ranked team in girls basketball in Class B in the state of Nebraska, the Sidney Lady Raiders. A 10-point loss, 61-51. And of course, Gering, their third meeting with Sidney. First one went into double overtime. And in the second meeting, Gering losing by 9 points. But last night, a 10-point loss for the Gering girls. But big win for them tonight over Wheatland, 46-18. Back to action. Jones has it. Iacovetto, high post, dishes down low. Garcia, he'll have to get it out of there to Pearson. Drives baseline, throws up a shot, misses the mark. Henry Alvarez will bring it down for Gering. On the push to Sherrill. Bounce it, cross court. Pazanka has it, holds it. Finds Alvarez on the left wing, down in the corner. Evers skip pass. Horst, no look pass back to Alvarez. 2-3 zone by Wheatland. Gering works it around the outside of the arc. Clock running down, 3:37 left in the game, 42-31. Gering on top. As Horst with the drive to the basket, he's fouled by Anderson. And that'll put only the 6th team foul on Wheatland, so not in the bonus yet. Pruitt in for Pearson for Wheatland. So Gering will have it at their offensive end. Alvarez triggers it in, finds Horst. Walks it across the 10-second line. Takes it right side. Now drives, loses the handle. I think he was waiting for a screen from Riley Shills that didn't come. And a turnover gives it right back to Wheatland as they trail it by 11 points here. 3:17 left in the game. Trent Jones. Anderson drives left side into the paint. Goes up and under, doesn't go. Rebound, saved by Shills as into the hands of Henry Alvarez. Henry on the push, brings it center court. Now will take it left side on the dribble. Whips it down low, baseline Horst to the basket. And Xavier Horst with the short baseline jumper for his 10th point of the game. And Gering has opened the lead up 44-31, 2:45 left in the game at the Wheatland end. Iacovetto gets it inside. Garcia in the paint, can't do anything with it. Back to Jones. Jones beyond the arc, left side. High post, Iacovetto. Back to Pruitt. 3-ball, right wing, count it. Pruitt with 15 to make it a 10-point Gering lead with 2:22 left in the game. Horst trapped along the sideline, and Rick Winkler takes a timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with him. 44-34. Gering leads Wheatland on the West Coast scoreboard.
NC Chevrolet has the car.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more. Tow more. Go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
And welcome back to Gering High School, 44-34, as Gering has a 10-point lead and they've got the ball out of the timeout. Alvarez tosses backcourt. Horsey brings it front court to Pazanka, quickly to Alvarez. There's a swarming defense by Wheatland. Alvarez with the ball out front. Takes it to the left side, drives baseline, the runner off the glass and in. Henry Alvarez with 9, 46-34. Gering on top, lob down low, Garcia. As Henry Alvarez had a hand on it, but stepped on the baseline. It'll stay at the Wheatland end. Substitutions on the Gering side. Ganos, Evers, and Ferguson in. For Riley Shills, Bryce Sherrill, and Henry Alvarez. Wheatland will trigger in. Baseline left. Lob it inside as Anderson's there, and Anderson drops it in. Check it, that was Kobe Pruitt. And Pruitt with 17 points, and it's back to 10 points. As coming up the floor, a foul called on Dylan Pearson for Wheatland. 17 foul now, so Gering, both teams in the bonus. That'll put Tommy Ganos at the line. The foul was on Pruitt, and I may have said 3. Scoreboard says 4, so we'll go with that. 4th personal on Kobe Pruitt. Ganos' first one around the rim and out. Doesn't go. Quickly up the floor comes Pruitt for Wheatland. Has it top of the key, lobs high post. Jacovetto Jones for a 3 right side. Too strong. Rebound tipped around, finally picked up by Ganos. Gets it ahead. Horst on the run out. As knocking that ball away at the last minute was Pruitt for Wheatland. Riley Shills in for Ganos. And Henry Alvarez, a quick rest. He'll come back in for Cody Ferguson on the Gering side. Minute 22 left in the game. Gering will trigger it in. They lob inside. That inbounds pass tipped away as Garcia can't keep it from going out of bounds. It'll remain at the Gering end. The minute 19 left in the game. 46-36. Gering by 10. Brzanka triggers the inbound. It's tipped away and it'll go out of bounds, and they'll say Gering touched it last. Wheatland trailing by 10. They have the ball. Pruitt into the front court. Left side pass, Jones. Try to get it inside Garcia. They find him, he swarmed. Back to Jones, drives, baseline of the basket, throws up a shot off the side of the backboard. And we'll turn it back over to Gering with a minute 3 left in the game. Full court pressure set up by Wheatland. Into Horst, quickly back to Alvarez. Back to Xavier. Alvarez back to Horst, whip it down low baseline. Ebers try to kick it back out to Shills. Pass stolen away. Anderson on the drive to the basket with the right hand off the glass. Brzanka comes down with the rebound for Gering. Back to Alvarez. He'll give it right back to Brzanka. 40 seconds left. Ahead, Horst wide open, didn't take the 3. Gering will hold it. 33 seconds left as Anderson fouls Henry Alvarez. So 30 seconds away from Gering going to 7-7 on the year. Back to 500. And the foul on Luke Anderson. As the free throws missed, 28 seconds left. Quickly the other way, here comes Pruitt. He has it top of the key, lob high post. Jacovetto tries to kick it back out to Pruitt, throws it away. And Gering with 18 seconds left in the game. And we'll get Kyle Schroeder back into the ball game on senior night. He got to start the game. Quickly off the bench, Noah Longoria. Gering will have the ball with 18 seconds left. Inbounds comes to Brzanka in the backcourt. Tries to get it to Ganos, tipped away by Anderson. Anderson on the drive to the basket, down low to Jones, to the basket. Shot doesn't go. But Jones will go to the line with 8.7 seconds left in the game. The foul was on Brett Brzanka. Check it on Henry Alvarez. That'll be the 3rd on Henry. Colton Caves in for Wheatland, along with Dylan Pearson. Trent Jones, 65% from the free throw line. Drains that one. 46-37. Andrew Schuler and Brady Pazanka into the Gering lineup with 8 seconds left. Schroeder will trigger it in, gets it into Radzimski. Back to Ganos, he'll dribble into the right corner, and Gering will come away with their 7th win of the year as they defeat Wheatland here tonight at home. Your final score, Gering 46, Wheatland 37 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously...
The Mixing Bowl in Gering, serving breakfast and lunch every day using Grandma Ruth's recipes for 5 years. Stop for lunch and try a Cali Turkey BLT or one of our gourmet burgers. Have a homemade cabbage burger or butterball soup on Thursdays. Or try our weekend brunch and have cinnamon roll pancakes or the roasted duck Benedict. Stop by the Mixing Bowl on your way to work and grab a freshly baked muffin, Grebel, or Dana Kuga out of our bakery case and a specialty coffee made just for you. The Mixing Bowl, 1945 10th Street in Gering, bringing great food and great people together.
Post-game show, presented by Runza Restaurants. Runza makes a great stop before or after every game. Win or lose, Runza makes it all better. Now with the Runza Post-game show, once again, Jeff Kelly.
And welcome back to Gering High School as Gering gets both wins on the girls and boys side tonight, as the girls win it 46-18 over Wheatland, and the boys win it 46-37 tonight, and Gering goes to 7-7 on the year. Low scoring game throughout the first 3 quarters. Wheatland led 14-11 at the end of the first quarter. Both teams with 7 points in the second quarter. Wheatland led at halftime 21-18. We were tied at 29 at the end of the third quarter, and Gering took their first lead in the game at 31-29, 7:35 left in the game. At that point, they went on an 8-0 run to take a 37-29 lead. From that point, they expanded that lead to 13 points at some points in the fourth quarter, and down the stretch, they win it by 9. 46-37, they outscore Wheatland in the fourth quarter, 16-8. We'll come back and recap the individual scoring. And the post-game show is catered by Runza Restaurants, proud sponsor of Gering High School. Runza makes it all better as Gering wins it 46-37 on the West Coast scoreboard.
One of the biggest events of the year. It's the 34th annual K&EB Farm and Ranch Expo, February 8th and 9th at the Scottsbluff County Fairgrounds in Mitchell. Show hours are 8 to 6 on Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturday. Free admission and free parking, and it all starts with a free breakfast on Friday morning from 8 till 10. For more information, including a complete list of vendors, log on to kneb.com. The 34th annual K&EB Farm and Ranch Expo in Mitchell, with your trusted voice in agriculture, K&EB.
Byers Realty would like to remind everyone that school is back in session, so make sure and watch for little ones in crosswalks. Be mindful of school speed zones, and take a second to double check for pedestrians and bicyclists. We want all of our young students to have a wonderful and safe year. Visit callbyersrealty.com or stop by the office on Avenue B, next to Bumper. The Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud, we have what you're looking for.
Gering boys get to the 500 mark on this 2018-2019 season as they defeat Wheatland. Final score 46-37. And it's time to look at the numbers, brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. Leading the way tonight for Wheatland, and the only Wheatland player in double figures tonight, Kobe Pruitt, the 5'11 junior with 17 points. He had 5 at halftime, puts up a dozen in the second half. He ends with 17. 5 points tonight for Luke Anderson, 4 points each for Carlos Garcia and Colton Caves, along with Dylan Pearson. 2 points for Trent Jones here tonight, and 1 point here tonight for Clayton Iacovetto, as Wheatland drops to 7-10 on the season. For Gering, 2 players in double figures here tonight for the Gering Bulldogs, led by Bryce Sherrill with 11 points. He had 4 at halftime, puts up 7 in the second half for his 11 points. 10 points for Xavier Horst to end this contest. Riley Shills and Henry Alvarez end the game with 8 points. Henry Alvarez was 7 in the second half as part of his 8 points. 3 points for Colton Evers tonight. Tommy Ganos also chipped in 3. Kyle Schroeder, who got the start here tonight on senior night, 2 points in the first quarter. He ends the game with 2. And Cody Ferguson with 1 point tonight for Gering. And also Colton Evers tonight with 3 points as Gering gets the 46-37 win. We'll come back and name our Taco John's player of the game as the post-game show, catered by Runza, proud sponsor of Gering High School. Runza makes it all better. We'll be back with more as Gering wins it 46-37 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Have you enrolled in the Priority Service Program at 20?
One of the biggest events of the year. It's the 34th annual KNEB Farm and Ranch Expo, February 8th and 9th at the Scottsbluff County Fairgrounds in Mitchell. Show hours are 8 to 6 on Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturday. Free admission and free parking, and it all starts with a free breakfast on Friday morning from 8 till 10. For more information, including a complete list of vendors, log on to kneb.com. The 34th annual KNEB Farm and Ranch Expo in Mitchell, with your trusted voice in agriculture, KNEB.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
And welcome back to Gering High School. Boys game in the book, and a doubleheader win for the Gering boys and girls, as the girls go to 9-8 on the year, 46-18 over Wheatland, and the boys go to 7-7 on the year with the 46-37 win over Wheatland here tonight. Gave you the final scoring totals. And now let's name our Taco John's player of the game. And the player of the game is brought to you by Taco John's of Scottsbluff and Gering. And make Taco John's a game day tradition by unwrapping the original before or after every game. And our Taco John's players of the game, plural, we're going to give it to the 6 seniors here tonight for Gering. Xavier Horst, along with Henry Alvarez, Cody Ferguson, Tommy Ganos, Riley Shills, and Kyle Schroeder. 6 seniors here tonight for the Gering boys team, and they end up with the 46-37 win to go to 7-7 on the season. Waiting head coach Rick Winkler, as we will get some post-game comments from him as Gering wins it here tonight, 46-37, as he makes his way up here. And we will hand him the mic. And your thoughts after this one tonight? I want to say it was kind of a slow, sloppy game through 3 quarters. What was your impression?
Just that it was. I don't think we had the effort and just the whole drive that we needed to start the game. And we went for about 2.5 quarters with that same effort, and then all of a sudden, took a timeout and challenged them that it's now or never. And I think they took the now and started to move the ball and get steals and attack the basket a little more, which is what we wanted to do from the very beginning. We're a little sluggish at the beginning.
A great fourth quarter. You come out of the 29-29 tie, an 8-0 run to take the big lead, and from there, really, you never look back.
Yeah, and it really was getting some steals and some layups, and then X hit a big three. We need people to score, other people to score than him, and he's trying to find his range back and stuff, and then when he's doing that, we got to have somebody else step it up. And really the most disappointing thing that I saw at halftime is we were out-rebounded by 10, and we had really rebounded the ball well in games since we challenged them way back beginning of the season to start rebounding more, and I think we out-rebounded most teams up until this one, and I think they might out-rebound us by 1 or something, but by halftime we were down 10 rebounds, so we tried to get that picked up a little bit, crash the boards a little more and get more than one shot, and I think we started to do that.
How proud are you of this team? You come off the 101-74 loss in Ogallala Tuesday night, and you come back and take games last night and tonight.
Yeah, I am very proud of them. I think we were all not necessarily embarrassed, but when you give up 100, you're not too happy about it. But it was more the fact that we knew we played a good team, but we played them for about 3.5 quarters or 3 quarters really well. But we just wanted to show people that we are a better team, and we're a good team, and we're a team that should be reckoned with. And I don't know that we necessarily showed that completely tonight, but I think that we're getting some wins in a row. So if we can keep that up, then we could be, again, a dangerous team come, district time and stuff.
And you get a little bit of a break till Thursday, I guess a short break you'd call it. McCook and North Platte on back-to-back nights. What do you expect to see next Thursday, Friday?
They're going to be 2 tough teams. McCook, just looking at some of their scores, I think they might be a little bit below 500 right now, but they've played some teams tough. And North Platte, they beat Alliance, so they're not a bad team. It's going to be 2 tough games, and if we are not ready to play, then we won't get them. And I like that we have them here because I think we play better here, but we're going to have to come out with a lot of energy on both nights.
How do you keep the momentum from these past 2 nights moving forward to next week?
We just got to keep it going in practice. I think sometimes, these guys, like I've said before, they like to have some fun and stuff, but we need to really get focused this week in practice and keep this going, because this is down to the end. This is seniors. This is down to the end for them, and we want this season to end in a special way if we can.
Well, a good weekend for you. 2 wins after a loss in Ogallala, and let's keep it going next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
Rick Winkler joins us here on the post-game show as the boys get a 46-37 win, and we will come back and wrap things up here from Gering High School. Once again, this is the post-game show catered by Runza, proud sponsor of Gering High School. Runza makes it all better. 46-37, Gering gets the win over Wheatland on the West Coast scoreboard.
Naloxone is a drug.
Kerr Heilbrunn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Kerr Heilbrunn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Visit the experts at Paul Reed Construction, your authorized Big Green Egg dealer.
Doubleheader win here tonight for the Gering girls and boys. Gering girls 46-18 over Wheatland. The boys 46-37 over Wheatland. And a big week next week as McCook comes to town on Thursday night. North Platte will be here on Friday night in a boy-girl doubleheader. So join us then. So that'll wrap things up here from Gering High School. I'd like to thank Kirsten back at the KNEB studios. I'd like to thank the KNEB.TV crew for all of their hard work here tonight. at Gering High School. I'll talk to you Thursday night here from Gering High School. Until then, I'm Jeff Kelly. Good night from Gering High School.